All right. What's up, everybody? I am super pumped on this conversation. Spring home buying season is just around the corner. And I want to do everything I can to make sure that anyone that follows the Mortgage Coach YouTube channel and is part of the Trust Engine family, like, is getting prepared for spring home buying season in the best way possible. And I can't think of two better leaders than, Mr. Don Goettling and Gino to really talk about, like, how are the best of the best preparing for spring home buying season. They both have been very successful in multiple seats on the bus in the industry, top producing mortgage professionals among the top 100 in the country. They're mortgage coaches. They're grandmasters. They've done thousands of total cost analysis, so they really know how to serve a family. They're regional leaders. And now, guys, I think of these two guys as industry change agents. They're putting on an event now for the third year Momentum Builder.
Sixth year.
Well, but
Third year
not
in Vegas.
not 6 year the way you're doing it now. Like, in terms
No.
of, yeah, so, by the way, guys, they've been doing this for 6 years. And it was always like part of their competitive advantage for their branch, for their region. And they're like, this is so valuable. This is so great. Like, let's just open this to the industry. And
Actually,
how
you
many years
talked us into it, Dave.
I did advocate. You guys asked me advice, and I'm like, absolutely. Like, I love anytime you're getting in person before spring home buying season and you're preparing to win big. So I'm glad that you're doing it. So let's jump into this. Anything you guys want to say about yourselves or about Momentum Builder before we kind of get into the brainstorming session?
Well, first off, thanks, Dave.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Dave, first off, thanks for having Gino and I. And the first thing we wanted to start off with is because when people look at Momentum Builder, they think we're event planners, and we're not. That was not the goal in any way, shape, or form. We're in the grind with you. We are literally in the business day in and day out, 14, 16 hours a day. We know your plight. We know your challenges. We have a team of great loan officers. We built a team, as you know, Dave, up to 160 people doing $1.6 billion, $1.5 billion in business, doing 300 loans a month. So we know what it takes. And we're back in the grind with you, rebuilding, as this shirt says, rebooting. That's what the event's all about. So we understand where you're at, and we know what it takes to be successful, and we know what you need to be successful. And that's why we created Momentum Builder.
We share one brain, Don. You pretty much, a lot of the stuff that you just said is what I was going to say. The one thing that I want to point out that we just relayed to our team in our weekly sales meeting is the market will only give you so much. You are the one that has to make the change if you want to have massive success, because the market is scheduled to have 10% more inventory. So I think most of us want to make more than 10% more income than we made last year. The market interest rates might come down and bring people into the refi market by another 8 to 10%. I think most of us want to make more than 20% than what we made last year. So then you have attrition, right? The market's going to have less loan officers. But guess who's leaving the industry? The bottom 80%. So those that are left in the market are the absolute best. The competition is very fierce. Very fierce. So I just want everybody to go into the spring buying season knowing I have to be the best. I have to have a wonderful value proposition. I cannot be a rate sheet with a mouth, and I have to be a loan advisor that brings more than just mortgages. Otherwise, you can be replaced by technology or transactional loan officers.
I love that. So let's get into it. I want to really create a comprehensive playbook that every loan officer could just have a checklist. Here's the top 3 things to prepare for spring home buying season. And then I also want it to be like a branch manager checklist. Like, if someone's a producing branch manager watching this, they, from this conversation, they're like, check, check, check. Feel free, if there's a session at Momentum Builders that you think is going to deliver some value around one of these checks. But regardless of Momentum Builder content, I want people to get a prep for spring home buying season checklist. So who wants to go first and share the first strategy on the checklist?
Go ahead, Gino.
Okay. Sign writers. I'm bringing back something from the past. There's not a lot of listings out there, but how do people know you exist? Create a sign writer, talk to all the agents that you work with, have a sign writer that has a great QR code that does the whatever technology you're using to capture people's data and give them information for free. Because thanks to you, Dave, I now know that 54% of next gen buyers do not trust their loan officers, because we were salespeople and we need to transition to being people that are educators. And so, but I think if you put sign writers out there and people see your name everywhere, you get eyeballs on your marketing. It is an old billboard strategy. I'm saying we need to bring back some of the old. I think sign writers are a great strategy for this year.
Okay, check. Don, why don't we just go
All
in
right,
circles until we run out of ideas? You share one.
No, I get it.
I'll share one. Rip it.
Okay, so a couple of things. One of the things is, believe it or not, we're talking the advantage for certain people. And Dave, you and I go back decades in this industry. I'm a mortgage coach user forever. You have to differentiate yourself from the competition. Again, like Gino says, the best of the best out there. So how are you going to get the client to choose your services over the banks or over the online? So you have to step up differently and show why you're the professional and show your value. And I know you hear that a lot from a lot of the great producers, but I mean, Gino knows I just literally sent out a mortgage coach just now because it's the best way to share their options. And it isn't what the client actually originally wanted. It's, hey, have you thought about these other options that can drastically save you interest over the next few years? We're talking over $100,000 in interest if you go this path, utilizing these funds in your 401k to lower this and so forth. And here's the actual numbers to help them make an educated decision when talking with their mortgage planner. So you have, like Gino said, you have to be better than the rest, because now it's becoming 5% are doing 95% of the business, especially when it's tight. So I think you have to become a master at what you're doing, and listening to these, videos and YouTube channels and webinars from the best, just like we're bringing a momentum builder. That's how you get better. There's a lot of great ideas. And Gino, I get the luxury of talking with the top pros, the same ones Dave talks to. And Dave, I know, when you listen to him, you take notes. I take notes. I'm like, that's a great idea. Why didn't I think of that? Because the market has changed. That's why we called it reboot. What worked in the past is not working now. So you need to know what's working now. And that's why we brought certain individuals to Momentum Builder that are actually making it happen in today's market. Not how great they were in 2007 or 2020. It's what's working today. And that's what we're bringing to the table. And that's why we're doing the TED Talks. No fluff, just get to the point.
So I want to make sure I got your bullet point. Like, what is check? What is line item 2? Because you said a lot of different things. What is the checklist item there?
Checklist is basically you need to become a pro, and MortgageCoach is one of those ways. Yeah.
Be a pro. Got it. Yeah. It's interesting. I follow Shayla Gifford, and she's doing a whole series around, like, be a pro. And so, I mean, that is a theme that the best of the best are all focused on. And my takeaway for any branch manager on this is I would have a score, just 1 through 5, 5 being this seat on the bus is a pro. Like they've got a great borrower consultation. They're delivering a mortgage coach experience. So they're really providing advice. They know how to get meetings with realtors. Like, figure out like your own scoring system and scale of 1 to 5. Where does everybody rank as a pro? And as a branch manager preparing for spring home buying season, make sure everybody, their score, and the 5s you're using to help upgrade the 1s, the 2s, and the 3s, so that's how I take that. So here's my line item number 3, guys. And then, Gino, we're coming to you for the 4th idea. I want you guys to write, stop selling loans, start selling the problems you solve. And so I want you to, and really when you're doing that pro score, if the loan officer is still like, hey, they're selling, I close loans on times, I pre-qual, I'll get back to you quick, I keep my promises. Like, guys, this market is full of problems, affordability problems, consumers that are confused. Realtors go on listing appointments and the people have a 2% or a 3% mortgage. And they're like, should I rent it, move up? Should I buy? Like, there's tremendous amount of problems in the market. And so make sure that you write down what are the three biggest problems that you're solving in the market for people, and then train your loan officers on it. Like, what are the three biggest problems you're solving? And then how are you selling that you solve those problems to realtors? And how are you selling that to borrowers? And so, that's my third idea. Gino, any comments or a fourth
No,
idea?
I'm loving this. So I have two different ones. So I'm gonna hope I get another
one. You
I
give one
hope I
now, and
get
then
another.
we'll keep
Yeah.
coming around. We'll keep coming
All right,
around.
all right.
Round table.
Okay. What's working for you now? Double down.
Ooh.
Because not every strategy is for everyone. So what I want to say is eliminate the noise. Don't think that you necessarily need to change what you're doing. Whatever it is that is working for you matches your personality, matches the personality of your real estate partners. So whatever it is that works for you, dive into that hard, whatever that is, and just spend the majority of your time on that one activity that's currently creating the most opportunity for you.
So I was just looking for a book. It's called 10X is easier than 2X. And and I
love that book.
And it just really makes I have that book. I've read that book. But it really makes same authors as Gap in the Gain, but guys, so often we spend so much time on, our worst ideas, trying to make them work, or our second best ideas. And if you really think about like I love that, what's working, and then double down on that, guys, that's a 2X. I mean, that's a 10X strategy. So, dude, by the way, that I'm gonna make that your number one, because I think that crushed.
That was good, Gino. Very good.
Your sign writer idea was new, but that was that's Gino's best idea so far. Don, what you got? Number 5.
All right, I have something for the branch managers out there, because they're challenged. We have a team that is in a challenging market and trying to keep their motivation up and their inspiration up and their opportunities up. As a branch manager, we've learned, and Gino will admit, we had to get back in the trenches ourselves, and you have to lead with the flag. As a branch manager, we lead with the flag, meaning we're out doing the stuff that, honestly, especially during COVID, we weren't doing as much. Now we are at almost every single event we can possibly be at with our team, showing force. We are doing lunch and learns, which we'll be at in literally a half hour. We're doing events, we're doing celebrations, parties, doing everything we can to show that we're still motivated about the market. We're informing them why we're the best, why people need to work with us. And we're just leading with the flag with positive mindset, and we're buying market share now. While our competition is sleeping and waiting for the market to improve, and it's amazing they still are waiting for the market to improve, we're going out and earning market share. We're the only ones making noise out there. We're the ones and everybody right now says, hey, if all we think about is you guys now, because no one else is doing it. So whether it's education, information, ideas, and strategies, we're giving it to our agents. We're helping our agents build their business, because they need us finally. For a while there, if you called an agent to get a coffee appointment, they didn't take your calls. Now they're like, what do you got for me? And they need your positive energy. So lead with the flag, be positive, a positive influence for your team. And it's good for Gino and I, because when we do activities, it makes us feel good too. But you got to lead with the flag.
So I put be an education partner with agents. Like you're leading agents, you're creating content, first home IQ. I believe every real estate agent and every mortgage professional needs a first time home buyer strategy. You need to have a a way in which you inspire first-time home buyers to like buy now. And you also need a way to go to, parents that have equity and have the means to help their kids achieve home ownership. And you need to help them like, you know what? You can help your kids buy a duplex and pay for college. You can help your kids house hack, buy a 3-bedroom house, rent out 3 bedrooms, build an AU, or ADU. Gosh, there's apps now that people can actually monetize their couch. I probably would have, played with that back in my day. So be an education partner with realtors. All right, here's number 6, my number, and then we'll come back to you, Gino. I'm going to use slides to share this one. Don't write down this. Don't write down speed to lead, because speed to lead, like my whole career in mortgage, rates went down. I started at 10, they went down to 2, and speed to lead was good enough to get a great conversion. That was good enough. But going forward in the mortgage industry, especially the spring home buying season, speed to need. Like your ability, and I'm not gonna share 2 ideas, but I am gonna share 2 around speed to need. I'm gonna share the first one right now, which is, very much a mortgage coach strategy, which, by the way, is this a great way to get to the need of the consumer? Like this helps with the transactional need. Here's your rate, here's your payment, here's your cash to close. But this doesn't really help rate shoppers. This doesn't really help people that have affordability challenges. You got to show, and again, date the rate, marry the house. It was in fashion last year and it was big. It's still just as powerful, where you show families options, 2 points, 1 point, no points. And you show people, hey, you could, when rates come down, I can refinance you. And so this spring home buying season, branch managers, your loan officers are not a 5 if they can't have the date the rate, marry the house conversation at a really, really high level. This is how you optimize purchase power. This is how you help families make educated decisions. By the way, just a little shout out. This is the first time I shared it on this stage, but we are working on a very big mortgage coach upgrade. So, sometime, not next month, but the following month, we'll be, we might start teasing this, but anybody watching this, you're the first to see that we're doing a big overhaul. These are the current mock-ups to make it even easier to create a mortgage coach report, easier and faster, and even higher impact in the marketplace. So check it out. So, and then just a summary, like if you want to win with rate shoppers, like coming into spring home buying season, there's going to be a lot of grinding. There's going to be a lot of price exceptions, and the formula for reducing those, branch managers make sure all your loan officers are giving options. And when they show like when you get grinded, show your loan versus the competition and dollarize it over 12 months. Like what is that total cost over 12 months? And if it's under $2,000 over 12 months, like the difference between your loan and your competition, you're not even gonna have to do an exception. People are just gonna stick with you. If it's over $2,000, like let's say it was $5,000, maybe we're doing a concession, but it's gonna be a smaller concession because we're gonna negotiate with dollars. Like, hey, we're not gonna negotiate with an 1/8 in rate, a 1/4 in rate, 3/8 in rate. We're gonna negotiate with dollars. So guys, preparing for spring home buying season, prepare your loan officers for how to reduce rate shopping, and prepare your loan officers how to, when they do get shopped and grinded, they either don't have to give an exception or they give a smaller exception. So, Gino, can
Love
you
that.
beat your last one? No pressure, bro.
Gonna give it a shot. I was gonna call this one fish in the right pond, but I think I'm gonna change it to reconnect, because they say that 10% of your database is doing something at any given time. So that also means that the people they know, if you expand the sphere a little bit, like you said, if you expand it to their children, their neighbor, their cousin, their uncle, that means there's 20% of your database number in opportunities. So if you take a 1,000-person database, that's 200 opportunities that are happening for the year. Where else are you going to find 200 opportunities than in your own database of people that know you, like you, trust you? Now, I know We're salespeople. And I know we went through a refi boom and you haven't called them in years. So you're embarrassed. That brings you call reluctance. The way that you overcome call reluctance is you make the easy calls first. Call someone you know you did a great job for. You're going to have a wonderful conversation. You're going to feel good about it. Then you're going to make another call to somebody you know you did a good job for. Then you're going to start calling strangers that you don't even remember their name because you're on fire, you're on a roll, and you're just calling. And the script is simple. Hey, I'm Gino. We did your loan for you in 2019. I'm sorry I haven't connected with you in the last couple of years, but I made a commitment in 2024 to reconnect with the people that I know, like, and trust, and I wanted to reach out to you. So that's it. And they'll say, I was just about to call you. No, they weren't. They were just about to walk into an open house and use whoever that realtor recommended. But if you reconnect and you're there at the right time and you did a damn good job the first time, then you're going to get that deal.
So is it as just simple as be calling your database? Like, is that the check?
It's really prospecting. No matter what.
Prospecting, calling your database. Well,
I just didn't want to call it prospecting because then people will go, oh, I don't want to do that. So
Yeah, it's cold calling.
I was trying to rename it as Reconnect. It feels better.
yeah. Call your database, reconnect. I know, I love that. And
right there.
When I share my next idea, it will be a nuance to this. So I'm going to take speed to lead, and then I'm going to give you guys, like, let's just call it a specific strategy and even some scripting on how to call your database. So Don, what's number 8?
I am going to give away a secret. One of our number one secrets, because that's what we do. So Dave, what I love, and you're the epitome of it, is top leaders and professionals like to share. We've learned that. That's what we love about our event, is that we find people like you, and I can go down the list. You know, if you look at our list of speakers, what's nice is everybody likes to share and help others. So that's what this is going to be. This is our number one prospecting tool that's getting us the most bang for our buck, and it is crushing it. Like, literally, one of our LOs turned in 10 loan applications, solid, like in escrow applications, in a week and a half, 2 weeks. We'll call it 2 weeks because of this. And Gino knows where I'm going. And now we're leveraging the heck out of this. And especially if you're in an affordable area. So can I share my screen? This is a secret,
man.
We're giving it away right here because you're part of Dave's.
Just change the name, please. Okay. Don't steal the name.
Don't steal our name. Boom. This is what we're doing is first-time home buyer seminars. And don't steal our name. Call it something else. Scott Edwards from our group that you know came up with this, but it's basically a first-time home buyer seminar that we're utilizing and leveraging with our real estate professionals to invite their peeps in. There are more people wanting to get into homes than you can imagine. One of our, and I'm going to stop sharing, but this is it. Our Renters Revolution.
Wait a minute. I'm not done getting a picture of it. One more minute.
Hey, here it goes.
All right. Hey, by the way, will you share this deck with me or with anyone? I mean, is that asking too much? You know, feel free to say no if you want to.
I'll ask the doc.
We can share someone. Yeah.
No,
we'll
okay.
get
So guys, there'll be a link down below to get it. And then I'm sure there'll be this and a lot more at Momentum Builder.
Yes. But the thing is, I'll give you some idea. One of our loan officers who's got, now they have a big time TikTok / Instagram influencer that has 50,000 people in her, but they had 90 people show up at one event. Our other event the next day with just in our Santa Cruz area, what do we have? 45, 50?
5 people. Yep.
Yeah. And from the 90, she had 26 applications. And of course, a lot of leads for potentials down the road, but it's working. It is creating your own business, which you have to do right now. We all know there's not enough inventory, but if you can do this with your real estate partners, you're a hero, plain and simple. They'll never go anywhere else. And you're creating business for both of you. This has been one of our best strategies.
So that we don't have a miss here. If you don't have a real estate influencer on TikTok or Instagram, then you have to create an influencer network. Everybody has influence. Find 10 realtors to work together with to build this plan. And together they have the same power as the one influencer does, if not more.
So build a realtor influencer network. By the way, you just used one of your turns, so you have to think of another one. But that's
I
build
was enhancing Don.
no, that was too good, bro. That's a whole separate checklist. So, but build a realtor influencer network. I had not heard, well, I guess I've heard nuances of that, but that's killer, man. You guys just that Ritter Revolution deck, boom. Build a realtor influencer network, double boom. You guys are on fire. So I don't think you guys will be mad because I'm gonna share two big ideas, and so one, and my first big idea, guys, go to Momentum Builder. Like not only will you be just getting content and inspiration from the stage, which is an incredible stage. Ooh, who's that good looking dude? Oh, that's Jeremy Forcier.
I saw you,
but I mean,
Dave.
not only is it, and this is all on stage, but here's the thing, guys, all these people are going to be in the crowd, and the ability to network, they're putting on really cool kind of opportunities to network and have fun outside of what's happening on the stage. So it's a really special event. So, one idea, if you're a producing branch manager, you need to go to this to get filled up. If you're on the fence and you're a loan officer and you're like, oh, should I go? Should I not go? I mean, go. Like it's very affordable. There is a discount if you use what is my discount code for anyone listening to this?
I think Paul has it to bring up, but basically you have
We'll
trust.
put it down below. So if you go here, click purchase link, and in show notes, we'll put my promo code. Put in that promo code, hit apply. Hey, Paul, can you put what it is in chat real quick? Or someone put in my promo code. I just want to. There's nothing better. What's that?
I'm almost sure it's trust. Trust 300.
It is trust.
Yep, that's right.
Well, anyways, I'll come back to this. I'm going to share my other big idea, and then I'll come back to this. So guys, there's so much opportunity in the market right now. Like every one of these families that has a 2% or 3% mortgage, like those are challenges for realtors to get listings. And you need to be really good at helping realtors overcome this huge problem in the market. This is everyone with a 2% mortgage, everyone with a 3%, everyone with a 4%, and interest rates are off the grid. They're like way up here. So get really good at freeing household hostages. Like, hey, I feel trapped, but I want to move up. Show them what it will look like 5 years from now. Use a MortgageCoach report and say, look, based off what you believe appreciation rates are, and you're buying a house that's 100,000 more than your current one, look at your net worth in 5 years, or turn accidental landlords into landlords. Hey, maybe the realtor doesn't get the listing, but the realtor gets to sell the move up home. And now they're renting out that home, and you're showing a family how to achieve wealth with real estate faster. So branch managers, when I told you score your loan officers on a level of 1 to 5, if they can't do this, they're not a 5. They might be a 3 or a 4, but they're not a 5. And then from a speed to need perspective, this is kind of a nuance to, Gino. If you've got a database that's not being monitored and you're calling your database, but you don't have alerts, you're missing a massive opportunity. And, Don and Gino work for a company that not only has had sales boomerang for a long time, so that, hey, are you calling all your alerts? Every time you get a listing, are you calling that home buyer? Because we know they're probably going to be moving up 90 or moving down. Are you calling them and telling them, hey, I got ideas to help you move up? now I would say, and PRMG, the company they work for, has gone beyond Sales Boomerang. The nice thing about these alerts is they're in the market, but the gold in your database, it's the sweet spot before they're in the market. It's when you can anticipate the needs of the consumer, and you guys have a database that's going to be monitored. We're rolling out Borrow Intelligence platform with your client where we're anticipating the needs. Like, oh, this looks like a family that's ready to move up, move down. So when you're making those database calls, you're calling on signals. You're calling people that need an annual review. And I wanted to give you guys a script for annual reviews. I interviewed a few weeks ago the one and only Phil Jones. I guess I'm cheating now. I think I'm on my third idea. But
It's your show, Dave.
He gave a killer script on how to call first time home buyers and ask them, hey, I know we spoke in the past about potentially becoming a home buyer at some point in the future, and and I gave some insight as to what a mortgage would be. Hang on, am I reading this right? I love this one right here. Have you given up on the idea of homeownership, or is that still something you anticipate doing in the future? Super powerful.
Super powerful.
How long do you see yourself renting before you can make a move? How important is it that you become a homeowner at some point? Like, killer questions, killer scripts. And then he also gave a script for annual reviews. So if you're not calling on your alerts in the database, which again, make sure all your loan officers are calling on alerts, or they can't be a 5, make sure they're calling and doing annual reviews, and use this Still Jones script to do it. So any comments on any of these ideas, guys?
Yeah, I don't
Absolutely killer. I love this
feel a
idea.
turn from me, but I'm going to tell you, we've been really focused on words matter. If you think that you can wing it, you're wrong. Neurolinguistic programming is a thing. Our brains react to certain things differently. Those scripts right there that you just shared were gold. Do you know how much it hurts when you tell somebody, do you plan to keep renting much longer? Be like, holy crap, I hate renting, right? But so words matter, but don't steal that point, but that's super important. Don, do you want to piggyback on that before I actually take a different turn on this?
No, go ahead, dude. I had something else I want to bring up regarding, and it's not a plug for Momentum, but it's something regarding it.
Okay, we've been talking a lot about offense. You mentioned something about Trust Engine and Sales Boomerang, and I'm going to bring up defense. For branch managers, defense is just as important as offense right now, because let's be real. Raise your hand if you're concerned about EPOs this year. We are hyper concerned about EPOs. The reason we're hyper concerned about EPOs is not because of what you think. Our EPOs are not coming because people are refinancing with somebody else. They're coming because people are selling the homes they just recently bought within the last 6 to 8 months. Never would have thought that would happen, but people break up. Life gets in the way. One person lost a job. They found a house they liked better because they had settled on the house that they purchased. So last week we had a win, a huge win, thanks to Sales Boomerang and Trust Engine. We got an alert that said listing alert. And we knew that a loan we had done in the last 6 months had just been listed on the market. We said, what the hell is going on? Reach out, talk to the client. They said, hey, look, we found another house. We got to make a move. We decided to sell this one and go buy another one. Not only were we able to defend the EPO, because we said, hey, you know what? So that I don't give back all of my hard-earned cash, can you make sure that it closes after March 1st? And they said, yeah, no problem. We'll make sure that happens. We gave them the date that they had to close after. They said, no problem. And by the way, let's start working on that new house that you're looking at, right? So it's almost like a credit trigger alert, but defense is just as important, because we worked so hard to earn the money that we earned last year on these deals that there's no chance that we should give it back.
Love it, guys. So let's go into wrap up mode, kind of closing thoughts.
Okay.
I mean, we've given everyone over 10 things to think about, like this is a great checklist to to do it. So, let's go around with closing thoughts. And if you want to, share another checklist that you just think needs to be on here, share it. But Don, why don't you go first with closing thoughts on your part?
All right. Thanks, Dave. So my closing thoughts are we all feel that the market's going to be better. Dave, you feel 2024 is going to be better than 2023, right?
I do.
Okay. We go out and we speak a lot. We're on webinars like you. We speak in front of real estate agents and big groups. And we ask that question, and 98% of the people raise their hand that they feel it's going to be a better market. So that alone is going to make it a better market. But are you going to be prepared for the better market? Because we've kind of been in the doldrums for, I don't know, we've been in winter for what, 18, 24 months. It's hard to come out of that. So that's a perfect segue to why you need to be at Momentability. This is not a selfless plug. This is something we all need right now. We all need inspiration, motivation, and strategies that are working in today's market. So the key is that a lot of you will look at that huge list that Dave showed you and said, I have seen all those people. I don't have time. I don't have the money. I'm not putting the effort into it. I'm grinding in my business right now. That's what I'm going to do. I have to do that right now. When you should be going to this event and getting strategies that are working now from the best of the best. These, we strategically chose those that are killing it in this market right now, or coaching those that are. And we changed the format. So it's not the same format that you used to, where they walk up and talk for an hour and you try to take notes as fast as you can, and then they walk off the stage. This year, we have narrowed it down to the speakers get a TED Talk. They get 20 minutes to get to the point. No fluff, no anything. Here's my 3 bullet points, like Dave is so good about doing. Here's my 5 bullet points, and here it is. And then we go to live Q&A. It's very interactive, to where you actually get to ask the questions about, did I understand it? And how do I implement it? And it's going to be super engaging, let alone the networking events that all these great speakers and coaches and influencers and leaders are going to be at. It's going to be a unique environment and experience that you need to be part of. Again, not a selfish plug. We plead. Our goal is to help as many of you as possible in our community. So we hope to see you there, because I know it'll be game changing for you. It'll change your year and your career. That's my
Love
final
that.
thoughts
And I
on
just
that.
want to, if you're watching this at our YouTube channel, there's a link down below. And the code for the discount is Trust795. You just put that in the promo code, hit apply, and check it out,
Boom.
guys. Free $300 savings. You know, if you're on the fence, get signed up. Hope to see you there. Let us know, like in chat down below, if you're watching this on Facebook. If you are going, would love to know who's going, and hopefully we get some people to sign up. And Mr. Gino, closing thoughts, brother.
Yeah, so I'm going to leave you with this. Whether you come to Momentum Builder or not, discipline is what's lacking when you don't have success. You need to have a plan so that you can execute that plan. So I'm going to leave you with, have a plan and execute with extreme discipline if you want to get results. So commit to something now, because if you wait another month, it's going to be too late. The strategy you use today launches your spring market right now. So commit to something, be hyper disciplined about it. It's a non-negotiable, and nothing's going to get in the way if you're going to be successful.
All right, love that. So here's my closing thoughts, guys. I interviewed Jonathan Roach, who a couple weeks ago, who's finished 27 Boston marathons consecutively, 13 Ironmans. He put it on social media, so I think I can tell it. He's the peak performance coach for Kentucky, the D1 basketball team. He coaches a number of the top 10 loan officers in America. And he said something to me that really stuck with me. And I had never heard this before, but he said, every human has 8 to 12 pivotal moments in their life, and things like, when I got married to my wife, that was a pivotal moment. getting into the mortgage business, pivotal moment, founding Mortgage Coach, pivotal moment. But guys, there's countless tiny moments that lead to those pivotal moments. Like if I wouldn't have asked my wife out on a date, wouldn't have got married. Like what became a life-changing relationship 32 years ago, all happened because of tiny moments. And so, we are really in an industry where we don't have to ask anybody for a raise. Like we could give ourselves a raise by doing the right things, and doing the right things consistently. And truly, I guarantee some of the people that go to Momentum Builders, they will look back on that and go, that was a pivotal moment for me. Or they might look back on it and say, that was a tiny moment that led to a pivotal moment. So it's Q1, it's 2024. We've had 2 straight years of winter in the mortgage industry, and we're coming out of winter, and it's time to optimize. It's time to lean in to this market. Hope to see you at Momentum Builder. I hope today's session added value. You got some ideas. I would love to know what those ideas are. And Don and Gino, brothers, I am looking forward to seeing you both in Vegas next week, and
Boom.
have a really good time with you. And
Can't wait.
and
It's going to be a
getting better, bro.
blast too. It's going to be fun. It's going to be so fun and impactful. I can't wait. And it's around the corner finally. So we're pumped up. We've been working on this all year. And
my keynote's going to be Obsessed with Impact, guys. So come check it out. I'm going to be introducing Kristen Messerly, who's going to be talking about, purpose and profits, which will really help you create more value for people and make more profits for yourself. Sean Herrero, who, he's killing it. He was out of 4,400 loan officers across country, he was number 22 in production, and he was number 6 at just loan officer score, like being a great teammate, turning in great files, just like call it score. So I'm going to be introducing him. He's going to be sharing how he's winning with realtors. Guys, we hope to see you there. Hope you already follow the Mortgage Coach YouTube channel, and let us know what value you got. Take care, guys.
boom.
Double
Thanks,
pump.
Dave.
All right. Take care, everybody.